I've been upfront and honest about this case. I haven't really been paying too much attention to it, mostly because it just kind of looked like an open shut case of a bunch of, well, I guess a father, a son, and their acquaintance, their friend, or something like that. Yeah, they just kind of seemed like they were enacting some vigilante justice, and it kind of got the verdict that they deserved in this one. And just kind of, that was my opinion from the outset, and it didn't really look like it really needed a whole bunch of attention, and especially when it was running in conjunction or around the same time that the Rittenhouse stuff was, it just didn't have the proper amount of attention. So when the verdict came down today, I watched a little bit of it, and it's like, oh, okay, all three of those guys are going to be going away for a very long time, and their sentencing is going to be happening shortly-ish, and it all seems like everything's just kind of shaken out properly and appropriately, right? I guess. Much of a debate. I don't really see too much pushback on this one. So, all three men found guilty of murder and death of Ahmaud Arbery. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, we're just going to figure out some of the facts together on this one. How about that? A Georgia jury found all three men guilty of killing Ahmaud Arbery last year following 2 days of jury deliberations. It was quick, and then also they all just probably wanted to get back before Thanksgiving. Let's be honest. The three men, Greg and Travis McMichael, and a neighbor, William Roddie Bryan, faced 9 counts each in Ahmaud Arbery's death. That included malice murder, felony murder, and aggravated assault. Yes, several different counts of felony murder based on things like false imprisonment, as well as the aforementioned aggravated assault. Travis McMichael was found guilty of all 9 charges. He was the one who apparently pulled the trigger, so he got hit with every single count, so he's going to be going away for life. His father was found guilty of all but 1 charge, yes, the malice murder charge, and he's going to be going away for life. Bryan was found not guilty on 1 count of felony murder and 1 count of aggravated assault, so the underlying cause for the felony murder, he wasn't charged for that one, and then for the aggravated assault for it as well, or false imprisonment or something like that. One of the 2 charges, okay, so he's not going to be getting life for those, and then he also was not found guilty for the malice murder because that was only reserved for Travis McMichael, who, pulled the trigger. So, again, all 3 of those guys are going to be going to jail for a very long time. We don't know specifically for sure yet because sentencing is going to be happening a little bit down the line. All 3 men now face maximum sentences of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. And yeah, they can't get the death penalty. None of them can right now because they were never charged for it prior to the trial starting, so they're just going to be going away for a very long time. They were also indicted on separate federal hate crime charges, including attempted kidnapping and interference with rights. Yeah, so again, what, you're just going to be piling on at this point? But it's like, if it's fair, I guess. Father and son, Greg and Travis McMichael, grabbed guns and jumped in the pickup truck to pursue the 25-year-old black man after seeing him running through their neighborhood outside the Georgia port city of Brunswick in February 2020. Their neighbor, William Roddie Bryan, joined the pursuit in his own pickup and recorded cell phone video of Travis McMichael fatally shooting Arbery. The defendants told police that they suspected Arbery of was a fleeing burglar, when they armed themselves and jumped in pickup trucks to chase him on February 23rd, 2020. Their lawyers contended that McMichaels were attempting a legal citizen's arrest, when they set off after Arbery, seeking to detain and question him as a suspected burglar after he was seen running from a nearby home under construction. So exactly, why is that their jurisdiction anyways? But whatever, I guess. There's a lot of details that I'm unaware of, but again, they just got convicted with the murder in this one, so like it or not, they're fucking murderers. This case is about duty and responsibility. Defense attorney Robert Rubin, who represented Travis McMichael in his closing arguments, it's about Travis McMichael's duty and responsibility to himself, family, and his neighborhood. Alright, sure. Jason Sheffield, a fellow defense attorney for Travis McMichael, said that McMichael acted only in self-defense. Really? And didn't wake up intending to kill Arbery. Trying to, kind of skate on the malice murder, because that charge right there is all predicated on the idea that the shooting was intended to kill Arbery, okay? And you could kind of tell that by the cell phone footage, apparently. Last week, McMichael waived his Fifth Amendment right and testified that he shot Arbery in self-defense. okay? It was obvious that he was attacking me, and that if he would have got the shotgun from me, and then it was a life or death situation, McMichael said, and I'm gonna have to stop him from doing this, so I shot, but prosecutors rejected the self-defense argument. Again, from that account, it sounds right, okay? Like, if you have the ideal situation where two people are wrestling over a gun, whoever gets it first probably pulls the trigger in order to have self-defense, because there's reason to think that the other person was going to kill them if they got possession of the firearm. So, okay, but I'm sure that that's not the entire situation. They shot and killed him, lead prosecutor Linda Dunikoski, said during her closing statements on Monday, not because he was a threat to them, but because he wouldn't stop and talk to them, okay? The prosecution's position in all three of these defendants made assumptions, she continued. The three men made assumptions about what was going on that day, and they made their decision to attack Ahmaud Arbery while they were in their driveway because he was a black man running down the street. Okay, sure, maybe, I don't know. And later, Dunikoski asserted that the three defendants had no legal right to pursue Arbery. Apparently, that's also what the jury found out as well. Greg McMichael assumed the worst, the prosecutor told the jury, adding that statements by McMichael later to police indicated that he didn't know for certain whether Arbery broke into the home under construction that day. So you didn't even know if he broke in and was causing any sort of harm to... Okay. Before the trial commenced, Judge Timothy Walmsley ruled that Arbery's criminal record can't be cited as evidence by the defense. Just like in the Rittenhouse trial, how there was a CBS video of Kyle joking around with his friends, saying that of all the looting and shoplifting that was occurring, he wished he had his AR with him, and then he'd shoot shoplifters. It's something that, I think everybody's thought of at one time or another. It's, again, prior bad acts not being allowed to be let in as evidence, because it really doesn't much matter in the situation. And Rittenhouse, that's not even like an actionable act, okay? That's just fairly based opinion from a fucking kid from a while back, but whatever. Defense lawyers in September had asked the judge to allow the jury to know about Arbery's 2 prior arrests, including one for shoplifting and interactions with law enforcement. Oh, so he shoplifted before. Oh, okay, cool. So again, these guys are going to be going away for a very, very, very long time. And the reason why there isn't a whole bunch of coverage on this trial, you can just waive the fact that, yeah, okay, Rittenhouse trial was going on at the same time and that got much more national coverage. It's just because there was a polarizing element to that one. And it's like the Rittenhouse one, you have the crazies on the other side who think that, oh, he was just running down the street murdering people and he practically shot like 3 black people and then he's just a white supremacist. And then you have the other side of the aisle who just looking at the facts and is like, seems like pretty much perfect self-fucking-defense, but whatever, okay. So there was that polarizing argument that was happening there. But when it came to the Ahmaud Arbery stuff, it's like either people just didn't really much care about it, or they just looked at the facts or had a passing understanding of the situation and was like, no, actually, it kind of seems like those McMichael guys, they were probably in the wrong for that one. So there's not really much to say here. It looks like they were just enacting vigilante justice. So you can't really stand up for those guys. Not really anything to defend there because they were just purely in the wrong. But again, I could be completely wrong. I don't really know the entire situation. All I know is that they all got charged. Travis got charged with 9 counts. Father got hit with 8 counts. And then the neighbor got hit with 6 counts. All in all, once we get back to the sentencing, it should be happening within the month, I'd imagine. So they're looking at at least the McMichaels themselves are looking at multiple life sentences, and then the neighbor there, Robbie, is looking at an inordinate amount of time. So I'll probably revisit it back then. Outside of that, it looks like justice has been served. Hopefully there probably won't be any riots out there, because it just looks like, yeah, it took long enough for them to get to the bottom of this situation. And most of the people who were watching this trial closely kind of think that, yeah, this was the right verdict after all. Maybe they were a little bit surprised on the malice count for Travis, but what's another life sentence on top of fucking 4 already, right? So with that said, guys, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.